out that you couldn't hear anything, so we're going to do it again. I have a few hats that I would like to press, and I just want to kind of go through my process and how I do everything. Let me make sure I'm on here. That is not what I want. Let me see. 1 second. Bear with me. All right. How do I? There. All right. So now, if you comment, I'll be able to see it. So we're going to make some hats, like I said just a second ago, and I am pressing these on Richardson 112s. This is a charcoal high vis. We got a couple different colors that we're going to go through, and today I'm actually using Lone Star's Heritage Collection. So this is some, what is it? I think it's walnut color is what that is, but this one still needs cleaned, and I do all of it with my X-Tool. That's the D1 20 watt Pro, and it makes hat patches all the time. Machine works really, really well. So let's get this cleaned. I use a little bit of LA Awesome, just kind of squirt it on there, and then a microfiber towel. And because this one has a lot of engraving on there, I might have to clean it a couple different times. Clean that off. And then I'll just double check. There's one more spot here. There we go. All right. And then in the last video that I did, I also did a koozie. And so typically I will just engrave them. It's a heck of a lot easier. This one's double-sided, but customer wanted one with the leather patch. Other side stays blank. And then this is the little jig that I created for that. And I don't put the koozie on the hat press. I actually use this little handheld one, only because I'm doing just one of them like this. If I was doing multiple, I would probably get out my flat press that I use for beanies and t-shirts, but here we are. And I'll put a link to this down below. I think it's like $20 on Amazon, but the koozies actually come from Lone Star Adhesive also. I'm not an affiliate or anything, but I do use their stuff all the time. Okay, let's see. So, I'm checking my list here to see what I need. And I already have most of them done because that's what the video was earlier. Hopefully there's volume on this one. Now, let's see. Where does the other... Oh, well. Poo. Okay. Well, for right now we're going to do one. So, this is a black front, charcoal black back on a Richardson 112. And the hat press that I use, it's double platen, so you've got heat from the top, heat from the bottom. My settings are lower is 320, upper is 280, and it goes for 40 seconds. And once this is compressed, it actually is on a magnet, and then once the timer goes up, it just opens itself, which is a lot nicer than the previous Vevor one that I had, which got me through well over 1,000 hats, but this is a lot nicer. And then I also use this 16th inch or 8th inch, that's an 8th inch piece of silicone that just kind of prevents everything from scoring. And then also, I like to preheat my patches with this little Wagner heat gun. And if I ever have a big order of, let's say, 30 or more, I'm probably going to invest in just like a typical electric griddle. I'll put it on there and put a sheet of silicone on top of it, and then have all my little patches that are getting ready to go on there, and then I can just transfer them over. So let's get this one preheated. Take off the backer, the protective backer. Turn on our heat gun. And what I'm going to do here is just kind of walk it back and forth for about 10 or 12 seconds. You just want to get it a little tacky on the backside. I actually don't have much feeling in my fingertips, just my index and my thumb on both hands, because this gets pretty hot and you kind of have to walk it back and forth. So after that, my press actually has a laser in the middle of it, so I can tell where center is, even though these are 6-panel and you have the crack right down the middle, but it makes it super nice. And that goes there. And then I'm just going to make sure that with the shape of this logo, that it is nice and even along the bottom. Take your silicone pad, and I notice you can't see me very well. There we go. So silicone pad is on there, and then I'm just going to push it down. And in the meantime, typically I'm either cleaning different patches or checking the laser to make sure that it's doing what it's supposed to. And I just realized that I put a patch on the wrong one. So there are a couple different ways that I'm actually doing this for the order. So this one has his number on there. This one does not. He wanted a couple different variations, and that's just what I do. But one other thing that I'm throwing in for this order, which if for any of you that are doing stuff like this, or merchandise or promo items, throw in something that you're going to get. Like this is a bottle opener from Johnson's Plastics Plus, which I can get you 15% off with a coupon code that I will put down below. It's a huge savings. And these are little bottle openers, obviously, and I can put his logo. I'm using the front-facing camera, so you can't see it the right way, but double-sided. Ran it in the F1, which I also am an affiliate for. I really, really love that machine. It has gotten me through a ton of different things. And throw this in. One other thing that I actually just did yesterday were these little cup sleeves. So the cup sleeves I get from Johnson's Plastics Plus also. They have 4 different colors. If you buy in bulk, you can get them for cheaper. And again, I have a little jig. This one's not perfect, but it works. And you just slide that on there, put it in the F1, and to do one side, which is pretty, that thing does a really good job. I think it took 1 minute and 6 seconds if you have it on the Smart Engrave. But anyways, this is done. Take that off. And I have actually on the back here of this press, you can flip this lever and it will pull the hat tight. And this is a Richardson 112 Platinum, which these fit extremely well on there. Like it almost suction cups it down without needing to apply the pressure. And just like that, 40 seconds later, we have a hat. Nice and pressed. And then I will always go around the outside. Try not to touch it if you don't have to, but just to see, make sure you have good adhesion all the way around, because if you start digging into it, it actually will deform the leather a little bit and it just doesn't look right. But it's not fully adhered until you let it cool off. So don't start touching it while it's warm. That would be muy not good-o. But I also like to save the little protective part inside of the hat. And this one, Richardsons are not easy to get in and out. But for a small batch, I typically like to put this back in there. That way when they give them to clients or their clients buy them from them, it's just like they're getting it from a big box store or directly from their wholesaler or retailer. And then don't ever, ever touch the sticker. Let the customer figure out if they want to take it off or not. Just don't do it. That's bad. But yeah, so we had the High Vis, this one, pretty cool color. High Vis green with the charcoal front. And the other part for this order was royal blue and a charcoal front with that nice blue stitching on the brim. And then there was one other special order here. This is the Yapung or YP. It's a flex fit. So flex fit is actually its own thing. That's not just like Richardson doesn't own it. It's its own entity. And you can get flex fit in fitted hats, snapbacks. It doesn't really matter. But this was a 2X. I don't usually get recommendations for that big of a head. I mean, that I'd put it on, but I slicked back my hair today. That's a big hat, a very big hat. So that kind of does it. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to drop it in the comments or whatnot. I will put links to everything that I talked about in the description below. I'd like to do a live once a week, but we'll see, schedule permitting. So have a good one.